How do you feel about ghosts? Are they apparitions of our spirits after we've passed on, or are they simply another word for demon? Do you even believe in them, or do you completely deny the possibility? For the past month, I've been researching. I've spoken with friends, family, and even a true paranormal investigator. Tonight, I have many tales. Some you will believe, and some you may not. But I promise to convey at least my personal experiences in the truest form that I can. So join me, suspend your disbelief, and take a journey through the hauntings of Oklahoma. For me, ghosts, spirits, and all things paranormal are a passion. This all started back in college, and a few experiences led to that. The first, and arguably the scarier, was when I decided to show my friends a park. This park meant a lot to me. I had some memories there with some friends, and just generally was a good place for me. This time, however, I did not leave with that feeling. This park is in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and it is dedicated to its sister city, Nikaho, Japan. In it, there's a bunch of Japanese architecture, decorations, and just facts about the city. In the middle of the park is a gazebo. Now before, to me, this literally just was a gazebo. However, from this night forward, it would mean much more. As I walked up to the gazebo with my friend behind me, I saw a face. Not just any face. It was blue, had tattered skin, was burnt a little bit, fleshy. The hair was falling out. It was just generally a spooky sight. This face, when paired with a cold spot right outside the gazebo, told me it was time to leave. So I did, and vowed to never go back again. Until one day. See, I was writing a paper, and I had hit writer's block pretty hard. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go get a Diet Dr. Pepper from McDonald's. Mostly I just wanted to leave and not work on it or think about it. But you know, and as I was coming back, I was like, was I crazy that night? Had I imagined everything? And so I decided to go back. This time, I didn't even leave my truck. I pulled into the parking lot, and my music was still playing. Wanting to make sure it wasn't just me, I invited one of my friends who'd dealt with this sort of thing before to come take a look. Now, so as not to influence him, I didn't even tell him what I saw, or what I heard, or any of it. I just told him that I wanted to see what he thought of this place. And so we went there, and as we got up to the gazebo, I asked him if he saw anything. He closed his eyes, and he described the face, detail for detail. Every last bit. That was enough for me to be convinced that it wasn't just my imagination. Again, he didn't even know that I saw a face. Yet, he knew everything that I saw. And the other story that I referenced earlier is one of a very different creature. This one is of Native American folklore and origin. Skinwalkers, as they are called, are all around Shawnee and the surrounding area. Specifically, the first time I encountered them was at a different park. This was the Shawnee Reservoir. I was there with my girlfriend late at night, and we were, stargazing, making out, the usual. And suddenly, I had this feeling of absolute dread. It was like I needed to leave immediately, or something would happen. At first, I explained it away as just anxiety, and then towards the end, I had this sudden feeling of I should stay. I should not move, I should just stay right where I was. And once I had that feeling, I was even more scared, because I looked up, and in front of me was a cat. Normally, that would be just fine. This cat unsettled me, though. All of a sudden, though, the cat was on the other side of the fence. It didn't jump, there weren't any holes dug, it was just there. A shadow passed over the cat, and there was a dog. No cat to be seen. As we drive away, a rabbit runs in front of the car. We almost hit it. And then a bird swoops down and hits the hood. We got out of there as fast as we could and never went back. Until this video. And as you can see, as soon as I got back, the cat was there, in the exact same place, staring at me. So, with experiences like these, and many others, you can understand why it's become a passion and an obsession for me. I can only hope that by the end of this video, it's yours too. Alright, we're rolling? Yes, okay.
All right.
If you'd like to introduce yourself to the...
Yeah, my name is Jim. I'm the founder, lead investigator, as a matter of fact, the only investigator for Pseudo Paranormal of Oklahoma. I've been at it for about 18 years now. It's been 18 years in September, this last September. My background, most people want to know, my background is in computers. I used to have a store, built them, sold them, fixed them, custom, kicked them, and martial arts. I taught martial arts for 22 years, mixed martial arts. Once I got hooked on this stuff, it was a never-ending story. Here I am, 72 years old, and still doing this crap.
What's the goal or mission of Spook?
Our mission statement basically is to aid the living and honor the dead by giving as honest a scientific approach as we can to this stuff. We're very serious about it, at least I am. Some of my people on my team were not so serious, so they're not part of the team anymore. I need people that are serious about it, have a passion for it, that could donate the time, the effort to go over stuff, to not miss stuff, not fabricate, don't make up stories. We don't need that. It's out there. Just find it. That's about it. We just want to do the best job we can to help our clients. We can't chase them away. We don't do that. If they need them removed, we have other sources that can do that. We just try to identify, try to find answers to questions like who they are, why they're here, if they're related, if they feel like they're trapped or compelled to stay in a certain place. We also need to know more about the clients and the property sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go deep into that sometimes.
Lots of research.
Yeah, because we need to find out things like history of the property. We've gone to places that had new builds, brand new buildings, houses, and they've been haunted as hell. So we need to do research on the property, and most of the time we find a good reason. In Oklahoma, a lot of it has been Indian land. A lot of it has been buildings or construction areas that have just leveled a place, like a school, a church, synagogue, mosque, something like that.
Masonic lodges I've seen a lot of. Yep.
So we can usually find out what's going on if we know what's there. What else?
Has it been challenging to do this in the Bible Belt where many will ignore or flat out deny these spirits?
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting thing. I went to a utility place once. The guy saw a sign on my car. You know, he said, "Oh, you hunt ghosts, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I don't believe in that crap." I said, "Okay, I don't care."
Fair enough.
But then he said, "But I saw one once."
What?
Yeah. So I get that. That was a very good example. But a lot of people just are in denial. Had a very good team member, Amber, and she was very good. Her husband was totally in denial about all this stuff, even when he'd had experiences of it, several experiences of it, and but he could not deal with it due to his, I guess, upbringings. But he could not deal with it at all. So every time we get something like that, we kind of have to pussyfoot around it a little bit.
Oh yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah.
Bible Belt people, yeah, it's just problematic sometimes, and a lot of people want to challenge what I do on biblical grounds. But frankly, I don't talk about religion.
Yeah.
I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about sports.
Yeah.
Those are too controversial. They are yours. You can have them. Do whatever you want. I have mine. You have yours. Isn't that wonderful? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it that way.
Amen.
And so we do. And when people do bring that up, I just change the channel.
Yeah.
I said, that's not what we do. I go in, I do audio, I do video, I do still photography. I find out what's there. I go over it and present that to the client. If they want to argue about it, they can argue with somebody else. This is what I got. This is what you get. That's it.
Yeah, this was actually one of the weirdest Christmas presents I've ever gotten from my grandpa. He just gave me this flashlight one Christmas, said Merry Christmas. Mine has served me well. This one's for you.
That's such a grandpa thing. Mine has served me well. This is yours.
Got at Walmart. It's super bright. Something like that.
It's hella bright.
It's hella bright. Check this out, boy.
Ooh, that gives me anxiety.
What doesn't?
Okay, you know what?
This is an invasive flower from California. It's a buttercup.
People's Republic of California always expanding their woke ideology.
I just don't like brush.
Yeah, fair.
Do you ever get those videos on your FYP of like top 10 forbidden books of arcane knowledge? Do you?
I've seen.
It's like number 1, the tomes of Solomon the Younger. Number 2, the Necronomicon. Number 3, and it'll be like Book of Enoch, and they're like, all right. And it'll be like number 4, it'll something like really cryptic, like 72 demons and how to summon them. 72 demons, their names, and how to summon them. I'd low-key like to buy them just so I can put them on a bookshelf, put a chain around them, and call it the restricted section. Some kid comes over to my house one day, like, what is this? And I was like, oh yeah, those are like the demon summoning books.
Those are the books you don't want to read.
At night.
At 3 a.m.
Reading the Necronomicon
3 a.m.
to summon the imposter at 3 a.m.
Do you think the spirits you've encountered are people after they've passed on, demons from some nondescript underworld, or both?
That gets a little tricky. 99% of the stuff that we get are from people that have passed on. Matter of fact, I can play you one here that my father-in-law was remarried to a lady named Iva Lee. He passed. He'd married 2 wives. He's still kicking. He lives out in that little house out there. He'll be 100.
Dang.
Yeah. Anyway, but she was super religious, super fundamentalist, all that.
Yeah.
But I picked up an EVP, left me behind.
Mm-hmm.
Iva Lee. And that's all she said.
Dang.
So what they think is that they've been left behind. They had an idea of this big, beautiful golden heaven that they were going to go to. And some of them were disappointed. Some of them feel very happy to be where they're at. There have been 6 instances over the last 18 years I would just about have to call demonic. These suckers were very real. I've got a picture of one.
Mm.
I don't think anybody else has ever gotten a picture of one.
I don't think so.
Not that I've seen. But man, I'll tell you what, those are really woolly boogers.
Yeah.
And hard to get rid of. The worst one was, it's funny in hell, we were green. We just started out. We'd been around for about probably a year.
Mm-hmm.
And another team knew about us in Oklahoma City and sent us some information on a client. They said, we just don't have time for this. Could you pick it up for us? And I said, I guess so. I was excited about it, actually.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done squat. But
Yeah.
anyway, we went out there and talked to this lady. Number one, I found out she's a recovering alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
She's bipolar. She was in an abusive relationship with her husband, who was in prison at the time. She had a small child there, about 3.5, 4 years old. She showed me a picture on her phone of this huge black dark mass moving out of what we call the bathroom, I guess, the bathroom area, through her bedroom and into the living room. And I looked at that and I said, damn. Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. But over the course of the years, I've figured out that, if you want to call them demonics, will seek out people like this that are recovering alcoholics, drug addiction, stuff like that. And that's where they show up. But that took me a long time to figure that out. But anyway.
I've seen a lot on your page, and you just mentioned EVPs. Could you explain that for us?
EVPs. That's an old term. It's been around a long time. Electronic voice phenomenon, they call it, EVPs. I don't like the term EVP because, man, what do you call it when you hear them with your ears? Audibles. And I've gotten a crap load of those. So it's not electronic. It doesn't just come off of a device. But anyway, as far as EVPs go, I think I've gotten more than anyone that I know of. This one I do for kids. You want to see a demon?
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
You see that little booger right there?
Yeah.
So it's an imp, a small one. This is what the original picture.
Whoa.
I got to tell you, I missed the son of a bitch earlier. Pardon my French.
That's okay.
I took French back in school. Anyway, I missed this. Looks like a bathroom. I mean, I missed it. I looked around here and I didn't see it. Byron, who
I've seen a lot about him.
Unfortunately just passed away recently,
Very
but
sorry to hear
he
that.
was a good teammate for about 3.5 years, 3 years, 3.5. But he was the Tulsa Police Department,
Mhm.
and he was a photojournalist, matter of fact, for them. And he was a very good photographer. But he said, "Look, a little closer, Jim." I said, "Okay." So I looked at it, and I said, "Damn, this was where it would have been right here."
Whoa.
And there's nothing red there.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Okay. And this, I saw this was pretty cool. So I looked in, zoomed in, and that's what we got. Listen. Reborn.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's
pretty
cool.
clear?
That is clear.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's here.
Yeah,
That's here.
that's
I
crazy.
keep dragging them in. A lot of them follow me home from clients' homes. I talk to them all the time.
Yeah.
Sounds like it might be insane, but this was pretty good. Here's the one I was telling you about. Frankly, I can't get over the way you dance around with me. One more. You hear that?
That's so crazy.
Okay. Her name is Eva, and she gave me this one also to tell me that it was right for me to make her sing. I'll play that for you.
Whoa.
Okay. I do encourage them to sing.
Mhm.
Why do I encourage them to sing? Because I don't.
Yeah.
If we get singing on this stuff, I'll know it ain't me. And it's nobody that's with me. I insist that nobody sings. You can read my protocol thing.
Mhm.
Nobody brings musical instruments. Nobody brings kazoo or whatever. And nobody makes weird noises. This one might have freaked out a lot of people, but I loved it.
I know you.
Ooh,
I know you.
that's the clearest one
Yeah, I
too.
like it.
That's spooky.
But Angelina Reborn was pretty good because
Mhm.
she actually told us that she was reborn. Also, I get a lot of people that, dead people,
Mhm.
spirit people. I always refer to them as ghost people, spirit people, okay? They are people.
Mhm.
We also treat them with respect. We don't challenge anybody. We don't say, "You better get out of here." That's stupid. But I did want to figure out a few things that we've got earlier on,
Mhm.
and I never could. They kept saying, "Happy birthday, happy birthday." I said, "Okay, they're wishing us a happy birthday, even though it's not a birthday." I don't know. Here's the deal. We got that over and over and over. I can show you dozens of instances. When they die, they are different,
Mhm.
but they consider that their new birthday.
Ah, interesting. Like death day, but birthday.
Yeah, it's a birthday.
Ah.
It's just starting over. What
Mhm.
we're dealing with, I don't know if you're familiar with Western psychology.
Some, yeah.
How many minds are there in Western psychology?
Ooh, I used to know this.
Which you did. Come on, everybody knows this. The subconscious,
Mhm.
the conscious, the superconscious.
Yes.
What we're dealing with, what we're getting, is the ego or the middle self.
Mhm.
The id, ego, superego. That's also terms used in Western psychology.
Yep.
So, but you can't carry on a complete conversation with only one mind.
Yeah.
The others, at
Must be
death,
present.
they go separate places.
Mm.
In my opinion, I think that the ego eventually will turn into the superego, but it's got to get rid of all the prejudices, guilt trips, all the wrongnesses it has before it can go on.
Mm-hmm.
People get mad. Well, you're going to make them go on to their... No, they've got to do their work. They've got work to do. So I don't make them go on and do weird stuff
Yeah.
with all these things about spells, all this other stuff to make them go away. Let them travel on. They don't have any place else to go. They're stuck here. They've got a job to do, and they do it. I'll let you hear some of this. Names, Sweet Erica. Did you make it out, Sweet Erica?
Barely, but yeah.
We got Marcia. I'm Liz. I thought this was great. I thought this was fantastic. This was at a National Guard armory.
Mm-hmm.
We went in there, got a lot of good stuff. But on the outside, there was a fence. And on the other side of this fence, we saw a little marker, like a grave marker. And we didn't want to trespass over onto their property. But we saw that it had something scribbled on it. So we just held a recorder over the fence, recorded for a little while, stopped, and we went on, did our other stuff. But this was...
Oh, there is a grave.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that was right there at that little grave. I'm Elizabeth.
That's crazy.
So, Jessica Holden, we can do all that.
Whoa.
Some of them are clearer than others, but those are some of the good ones. This is the one I did just yesterday. Just did some recording with a digital voice recorder.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And they want to be seen.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can't be. They want to be heard. Most of the times they can't be. So it's kind of a thrill for them to actually be seen or be heard. That's part of the process. Sometimes they have something they need to get across.
Okay. Now to the bridge. Okay. Do you feel anything? Because I got a wave of chills.
I think I have to say, like, I didn't feel my pores, close up or anything, but I definitely felt the breeze. Well, yeah, isn't that,
yeah.
when your pores begin to seal, your mammalian stand on their tails. I don't know.
I don't like these doorways. They always freak me out.
In the Zen garden?
Yeah. Like just in this lighting, at least.
I don't know, it's always been a very Eastern symbol.
I mean, I
forget
like
what those
it.
gates are called.
I just mean in this specific setting.
I know it's a common symbol of Buddhism.
Oh, interesting.
Have you ever known many duplicates?
Yes.
Have you ever met any duplicates? I've known a couple Chris Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, do they also beat Rihanna, or is it just the one?
I forgot about that one. No, I mean, like, I've personally known many Chris Browns. I forgot about the famous one.
Forgot about the Breezer?
I forgot about Sea Breezy.
Breezer, I hardly know her, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like I tried to set you up for thinking I was going to say Banger, I Hardly Know Her earlier. To make the Miley Cyrus quip.
That's pretty good. Okay, so this is where it's primarily located. I won't ask you to step in it because I'm not sure what happens when that happens. But if you could just walk up to the front, tell me if you notice anything besides the garlic sauce cup.
Was that Brahms sauce?
Oh, maybe it is. It looks
No.
like garlic sauce.
Garlic. Yeah. I think it is. Someone went to Papa John's.
What do you think?
Calisthenics. That's what these are all for. This for
I
people
love
to do,
that.
like weird hippies to do like muscle ups or whatever. Oh my gosh. don't know how you'd. Did a muscle up there.
I'm so proud of you.
I don't know what kind of exercise you do on this. It looks like
Balance,
it belongs
maybe?
in a skate park.
Oh yeah, this is a sick grinder while everyone else is doing their. What's your favorite spot to revisit?
Our favorite spot fell down.
Oh no.
It was a building in Sapulpa, and we went there probably about 50 times. The owner of the building was just really into this.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah, he basically gave us a key. We go in there anytime we wanted to. It's a fantastic place. And it was an old building. It was an old, if you're familiar with the term speakeasy, do you know what those is?
Yeah.
Okay, it was an old speakeasy back in the 20s. It was a whorehouse.
Mm-hmm.
It was a speakeasy. It was, they hosted bare knuckle boxing up there. They had something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner of the building, not owner, but the person who ran that, her name was Minnie Gwynn. And she eventually married the guy that brought the booze. His name was Albert Gwynn, nicknamed Cowboy. I can show you we captured him. And we got many, except to find out that she hid a couch for us. But that was our favorite place to go. But the building finally was so bad in shape, so they just knocked it down. And all that energy went someplace too. It went right next door, and Rick called me up. Rick Tyler said, you ought to come back out here. I said, so what's left of the place? And he said, there's enough, and they're all over here. And I said, oh, I might do that someday. But I would love to go to the old slaughterhouse again. I would love to do Porter's School again. I would love to do the old powerhouse in Sand Springs. That was my team when we did the power plant.
Oh wow.
That was a pretty fun place. Where we got one EVP. Well, we got the one that says, my name is Lisa. Plus, we also got one that says Gary Anderson. Very rare that we get a first and last name.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great place. All right.
What's your favorite story or experience to tell?
My favorite experience? I probably told you already. The demon one. They were actually more interesting than the others. This was at a place we did. The guy went into a spare room that they used for storage, and he saw this stacked up. He said, I didn't do that. He called his wife. But they saw this, and they thought, that was weird. All the pictures around the house started ending up being hung upside down.
Whoa.
Were tilted, cross upside down. I tried to duplicate that. Man, that was hard.
Yeah.
To balance that up there. They got their rosaries. They're Catholic. Their rosaries were taken to this same spot with a stack of stuff. And their game, Diablo, he played this game a lot. But it was in the other room, but all of a sudden they ended up in that room.
Whoa.
And I said, that's interesting. He said the next day he took some other pictures. All their pictures were turned backwards. This whole bookcase here, everything was turned backwards. They got hurt.
Dang.
They got scratched. This was in the kitchen. This happened during our investigation. Yeah, fork this. And we were there.
Yeah.
Nobody was in the kitchen. We heard this little tink, tink, tink. I went in to see what it was and found out, whoa, that's interesting. Look at the pictures of it. This was on their mirror in the bathroom. This is hell. This is a close-up of it. She got scratched while we were doing the investigation. I made sure she did not scratch herself. That just showed up, and then it went away. Burned like hell for a while, and then went away. That's the way they do. She got scratched good.
Jeez.
Always in threes. This was fun. We went into this place and did the investigation. We had a camera set up in that room with the little temple thing. That's what they called it. They said, that's our temple. Okay. But anyway, we took our camera, set it up in there, in the best spare room. And we were in the other room, and man, it started getting warm in there. Hot, hot, hot. Man, I said, you need to open the door or something. And he said, well, I got the temperature set at 70. It shouldn't be hot. We went back in there, and it was set to 100. And he said, I didn't do it. We had a camera going in there.
Yeah.
No one's went in there and changed it, but this was kind of fun. This is a flash that the watch. Here's the thermostat over there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
You see a little flash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something adjusted the heat for us. Our medium just went down. We put a pillow in her head. She went down. Her head bounced on the damn floor, so I don't think she was making it up.
Yeah, no.
It was hard enough to leave a big knot.
Dang. Yeah.
See, and look, this is, people say, well, that's just her reflection.
No.
It's not even close.
Yeah, she's not even.
No, and she's not around that corner. She would have to be over here.
Mm-hmm.
We tried it. We tried to debunk it. No.
This one place is one that has never failed me. Every single time I've gone, I've had some sort of experience. A close friend of mine named Abby and her husband live out in the woods. And every time I go to their house, we hear, see, or feel something. See, the whole entire property is surrounded by skinwalkers. They love to fuck with anyone and everyone who's on that property. In fact, while shooting this next segment, Abby and I went out into the woods and quickly left because something was watching us. Kept hearing branches snap, leaves rustling. We'd look over and see stuff moving. It was like a semicircle all around us. Like footsteps, and it was just terrifying. We decided to just pack it up and leave them alone for now. I talked with Abby and some friends about some of the experiences that we've had since she's moved there. Enjoy.
Sing our campfire song.
We can just be
CAMPFIRESONG song.
Just come over here closer to the camera so we can all hear. They can hear all. Jesus Christ.
Is it gonna tell us the story?
No, we're gonna tell the story.
Okay.
What about you? You have some stories, I know.
Yeah, this was probably like a month after we moved in, and so you see like the deck lines up with the edge of the house, and we were standing on that edge, and we heard like someone talking, so we peeked around the corner, and this was like immediately as soon as we heard it, we peeked around the corner and there was nobody there.
Oh.
Yeah, and like the people that are building that house over there, like they don't live there, so it obviously wasn't them.
Yeah.
And like there was literally nobody.
That's fucking terrifying. Was it like daytime, nighttime?
Nighttime.
Of course. I like to do that.
And then a couple times we'll be like sitting in the living room with the fireplace, and we'll hear like knocking on the door that's in that room. And we'll open the door and there's literally nothing in there.
Jesus.
I do not welcome any bullshit coming with me. I do not welcome that.
Fair enough.
Not in my house.
This was the last time I was here. That was also the weekend I saw the Friendly Spirit, I think I told you about.
Yeah.
You were there for that. It was just you and Sarah out there when I was tweaking and hearing singing and shit.
You were tweaking and hearing singing.
Oh my god. I was hearing singing. You noticed. It was something good that time. But I saw everything around us. There's a lot. And when we left that night, as we were going home, I look in the rearview mirror and I saw one. I don't mean disguised. I mean I saw one in its true form, chasing after us. And then I look in front of us, the light turns red. I was like, Sarah, go, Sarah, go, Sarah. And it turned green really quick. I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Thank God, bro.
I will go to church every Sunday. That shit was...
I do not welcome that. I do not welcome that.
You guys remember the rake?
The spirit of Jesus Shut is in up. this circle.
Do you remember the rake?
Shut up, yes.
The what?
The creepypasta The Rake.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, say it.
The picture?
No, I don't want to see it.
Okay.
Quite honestly,
You remember the picture?
Yeah.
It looked like that, but taller.
Oh, you're gonna have me tweaking.
I just remembered another story.
Oh?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so one time I was in bed, actually. Me and Katie were both in bed, and Chris was there too. And so me and Chris were in our room, Katie was in her room, and we just heard this horrendous screaming. Like bloody murder. It sounded like it was right outside our windows, and we went and asked Katie. Her room, you can see those windows.
Yeah.
Her room is, like, my room is right there. That is her room.
Yeah.
This first window by the front door. So, like, a pretty good ways away.
Yeah.
If it was outside my window, which is on the other side of the house, because there's no window on this front side. We have side windows.
Ooh.
It sounded like it was sitting outside of my window, And when we came out, she said it sounded like it was sitting outside her window. And it was just screaming bloody murder, like, help me, please help me, somebody come and help me. And so we come outside because we were like, somebody is dying on our property, like, we have to call 911.
Yeah.
And we stood outside for like 10 minutes, still could hear the screaming. It sounded like it was right next to us, but there was nobody out here.
Last question. What do you have to say to those who don't believe that are watching right now?
I'd say good for you.
Fair enough.
I don't try to change minds.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my job. My job is to document the paranormal for people that are having problems, or document the paranormal for posterity, or people that do believe and want more proof. I don't say that what I have is proof, it's evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Be scientifically described as proof. It has to be duplicatable. These things are not always duplicatable.
Yeah.
We ask them to, if we hear an audible, we ask them to say it again, and they don't.
Yeah.
So it's hard to duplicate this stuff. We're dealing with an ego that is cut off from the other minds, not brains, minds. Brain is different, mind is something else. They can't follow a lot of what we consider to be normal protocol. They might jump in there and say, blah, blah, and then they'll be off on a tangent someplace or be outside, who knows. So I call it evidence, and that is for anybody that wants it. I post a lot of it on my Facebook page, and I don't say it's a ghost. I don't say it's anything. There you are. What do you think it is? And that's fine with me. I would just, I don't know where this video is going, but I would encourage people to not only check out my Facebook page, but others, websites, paranormal groups, see what you can find there. Check it out. It's interesting. To me, it's fascinating. It's a passion for me. If you're curious, check it out. That's all I got for you.
I hope you've enjoyed this ride as much as I have. It's been a journey, a month long in fact, and I'm just excited to see what you think. Sure, not all of this is damning, and in fact, I'm sure none of it is if you don't want it. However, I think there's plenty of evidence to say there's at least something out there. Of course, if you're like my girlfriend, then this is all fiction in your brain just for rationality's sake. And that's okay. You don't have to listen, you don't have to believe. You can view this as purely a work of fiction. That's the beauty of this all. Everyone has a different view on it. But that doesn't stop it from being true.